Hello, namaste everyone. Greetings. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Okay, before we begin, let's do the sound check. Let me know if you can hear me and see me. Just type yes if you can hear me loud and clear. Good morning from Brazil. So, a lot of time differences we have here. Loud and clear. Okay, great. Please settle down. This kind of conversation needs to happen in really we need to really slow down. You know, the kind of attitude with which we do any external material work in our life, like goal setting, targets, timestamps, and all that, they don't really work when we do the inner work. We can't really put goals and targets in the same manner. It's a very, it's a timeless, excuse me, it's a spaceless, timeless dimension. So to access that, we need to quiet, calm the left hemisphere, and allow ourselves to settle into the right one. I'm very happy for some of you. Bear Actor, if I'm pronouncing it correct. This is your very first live with anyone. Thank you. I'm very humbled that people would like to join and listen. Okay, so as we did last time, we begin like that. We we can, if it is okay, sit with our eyes closed for a couple of moments and really settle down. Um, and then we'll open the eyes. I'll explain the topic and how we're gonna take it forward today. Yeah, so let's just close the eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, relax your shoulders. Relax your head, your forehead. Just develop a feeling of relaxation in your eyes, eyebrows, the space between them, and take a few deep, conscious, relaxing breaths. You can breathe in and out through the nostrils or in through the nostrils, out through the mouth. With each inhale, you can tell yourself that I am present, I am here. With each exhale, you can tell yourself, I'm relaxed. I'm fully relaxed with each exhale in my mind, in my muscles. Letting go of anything and everything that we don't need right now, just so we can really become present with each other. When you feel ready, you can slowly open your eyes. So, for as long as I am talking, which is going to be all the time, you can feel free to close your eyes and I invite you to listen while listening. If any thought comes that has questions and counters what I'm saying, you can park it aside for a while or just note it down. It's always a good idea to have pen and paper next to you and not engage with that in the moment. Otherwise, you will just miss out on what I'm saying and only have an inner dialogue with me. So today's topic is I chose to talk about awareness and thought because I thought that a lot of people are confused between the two about these two. Is not my thought, is what I'm calling awareness. Is not is not just awareness a subtle way of calling thought? Is thought observing itself? Some of these questions. I'm going to slowly, just briefly touch into what these are and how you can differentiate. Then I will depend on your questions so that we can take it in the direction that you want to take it. That's why it's a live session. So you can comment and I will know what exactly arises, what kind of questions arise. But why this topic? That's even more important. Why are we sitting here today and talking about awareness and thought? It's very simple why. Because in our world, in today's time, we are all identified with thought. Thought changes. Thought consistently changes. It lives in duality. It has clarity, it has confusion, it has doubts, concerns, and whatever thought brings. Also, when I say thought, you can include feeling with it, thoughts and feelings. You can include all the perceptions with it, like what I see, what I hear, what I taste, what I touch, all of this. If we are, they're all changing, and we are identifying with this changing phenomena. So when the thought says, "This is a happy occasion," we think, "I am happy. I have become happy." But then thoughts comes and says, "This is an unhappy situation." Then I become unhappy. So I fluctuate, and that is why I go through so many emotions that are based on fear of survival, fear of loss of sense of self or self-respect, greed, anger, jealousy, all of that. And we keep on, in a way, we keep on getting colored by the color of what we perceive. And in the Western mind, in the Western cultures, the, the, the huge shift was made by René Descartes in, I think, 17th century. He said, "I think, therefore I am." And that became the mantra of most people. I think, therefore I am. So if I am to know anything about myself, it is because I'm capable of thinking. Thought became supreme. Thought became the most powerful. But that is perhaps everybody enjoyed it, and a lot of renaissance happened, a lot of imagination, creation happened. But what happens now? What is this thought doing to us? We all are aware what is happening in today's world. So we need to flip the narrative. It's time to flip this narrative. I am and I think. You see the difference? I think, therefore I am, what he said. What we are saying from Eastern traditions is that I am and I think. So we need to, this I am belongs to awareness. And within awareness, I think unfolds. So the awareness becomes the primary. It becomes the substratum of everything that then unfolds in its field. Awareness is simply a function of being. When you know that you are, please pay attention to this. When you know that you are, you have a sense of I am. Do you need your mind to tell you that I am? Do this right now. Close your eyes, and I ask you, are you aware? Do you exist? When I ask the question and you hear the question, you get inwardly, you kind of get in touch with yourself, and you say, yes, I am. I don't need my mind to tell me that I am, right? Although the mind kicks in immediately and formulates this feeling, this being, this sense in a thought and says, yes, I am. But when I asked you the question, and when you answered, yes, I am, what happened in between? I repeat, I ask you, are you aware? You pause, you reflect in, and you say, I am aware. I am aware. You said it with your words. So again, the thought was involved, language was involved, mind was involved. But in between, what happened? Checked in with yourself. You knew that you are, that you exist. And then you formulated. But what happens with most of us, because, you know, Siddhartha, in the book Siddhartha, Hermann Hesse writes somewhere that the biggest enemy of knowledge is the man of knowledge. Our knowledge, our intellect comes in the way. We begin to conceptualize awareness. We begin to think that now I need to do this awareness business. I need to know and find it as an object. Like if I want to join this life, I need to find out what time it is happening. I need to make sure that I'm free at this hour, and then I join it. So this is my way of making things happen for me in this reality. Anything that I want to know, I use my mind, my senses, my knowledge, my memory, ideas, and concepts, and I know it. But then you need to, if you use the same logic and say, I will also find out about this awareness. And that's what we all do, all of us. All of us, we do that. I've done this for most part. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it. Although, as I often say, that it's not something that you need to seek, yet you cannot help but seek. And the best thing that seeking can do is that it dissolves itself. And then you realize that all this journey you made, you were always home. You never left. Yet you need to make this journey. Most of us need to make this journey to realize that we never left. And as I said, biggest enemy of knowledge is man of knowledge. It's because the filter of knowledge comes in between. And we become complex, intellectual, very intelligent, very knowledgeable beings that must figure this out. Because anyone, most people in the beginning, or for the most part, think, oh my God, this is really profound. This is really deep. I should really get into it. I think I'm smart enough. I've studied philosophy. I've done whatnot. I think I'm suitable for it. And you think you've gotten it, but then you fall back again. Then you think you've gotten it, then you fall back again. And you begin to wonder, did I really get it? Can I really get it? What is it? So I'm just here to already help you what could happen. But then you need to walk your path and realize that it's not a journey to be made in time and space. Awareness cannot be practiced, although in 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 using language, it's very hard to say something about things. So although some people say cultivate awareness, all they're saying is cultivate mindfulness, cultivate being in the present moment in a way that you are fully engaged in the here and now with your senses. But if you are or not, even if you are or not, you're still in awareness. All of this is unfolding in awareness. All of this talking, I'm talking, and you are listening. It's happening in awareness. Within awareness, the thought comes. Within this awareness, the words come out. Within this awareness, the ears catch it. And within this awareness, the mind begins to make sense of it. The most fundamental knowledge all the time, the most common denominator in all the experiences is awareness. This awareness is can be called sometimes being or consciousness. Some people make differences with it, but I'm not making God. It's it's trying to name something that cannot be named. It's trying to point to something that cannot be really shown or talked about. And that is why that is why the intellectual mind sometimes suffers more with these ideas because these are not ideas. Because awareness is not something to be conceptualized, yet the whole spiritual field is filled with concepts. And again, yesterday, yesterday I had a call with someone. We had a really interesting call, and I mean, interestingly, I had decided this theme already almost a week ago, but she and I were talking about this theme only. It was the theme of her life, and I'm sharing this because it's everybody goes through this. Whoever goes sincerely in this direction goes through it to a lesser or higher degree. That is why I mentioned. And I could sense that all her spiritual goals, all her spiritual needs, all her desires to get to that whichever enlightened, awakened state, it was all the gymnastics of the mind and the mind, the ego, always fooling her and making her feel that she got it this time. But it's just ego disguised as spiritual self, ego disguised as God, ego disguised as awakened soul. And all of that was happening. And she was even aware of it. She was aware of it. But the mind will let her play between these two. Sometimes believe herself, sometimes doubt herself. Sometimes believe herself, sometimes doubt herself. And she went into such a ride, such a crazy roller coaster ride of it. And I was trying my best to tell her that you cannot practice it. You can just be it. It's known in resting in it. It cannot be touched or grasped. You can only be it, you cannot do it. All the training, all the work is done for the sake of this ego. The ego is trained. The ego is taught to serve, to be kind, to love, to care, to not hurt. The ego. The self is not taught. The self, whenever you are in self, you're all like when you're going through breakups or cancer or you're gonna lose a job, but then you fall asleep. And when you fall asleep, you don't know that you have cancer or you're losing a job or you're having a breakup. For those 7, 8 hours, you don't know anything. Why? Because then the awareness is not projecting itself on anything. The mind is completely quiet. So it doesn't need anything. No disease exists there. No problems exist. That's the characteristic of the present moment. All the past and future, and I was stupid, I am wise. That's in the field of the mind. In awareness, it's just present. It's just here and now. So I told her all this, and of course, I was feeling that unable to convince her, unable to tell her anything. And she even told me that, Hitesh, all the things that you've told me, I know it very well. I've read it. I've read all the scriptures. I've read, and that is when I told her is that the biggest enemy of knowledge is the man of knowledge. And then at some point she stops me and says, "You know what? Although all the things that you have said, I already knew it. I had read it. I had heard other people talking about it. But there was something in the way you were saying it. There was something that I felt. There was something that I just got it. That I think I got. I cannot." And I said, "You know what? That remains my intention always, even right now. That I hope you can sense it, smell it, feel it, because that's what this is doing. This talking, this using this mind is trying to get to the edge and fall off from there. And whenever the mind falls off there, then the presence, the awareness shines forth." Just I'll take maybe 5 more minutes, and then I will read your questions. What is the nature of awareness? And what is the nature of thought? Awareness simply is. It just simply is. While the thought changes, it changes a lot. Yeah. What is the function of awareness? It simply knows everything. It just knows. While the mind has many other functions. What is the temporal nature of awareness? It does not belong to any time. It's timeless. It's ever present. While the mind is time bound, bound in space. Mind also changes. You change your mind, right? You change your thoughts about things. You change your perception about things. But the awareness is always there in the background. While you are changing perceptions, the awareness knows. While you think that I'm not aware, you're aware that you think you're not aware. No matter how much you try to run away from awareness, it's always there. It's making everything possible. It's enabling everything. It's enabling the tongue to speak. And that is why the tongue tries so hard to speak about it, but can never talk about it. It uses metaphors like it's like space, because space was there. Even if when the buildings were created, the space wasn't created. The space was there, and you just separated with the walls, but it's the same space. But yet awareness is not space. Space is something human mind can comprehend. So we say it's like space. But again, it's not like anything the mind can fathom. It's not like anything the mind can make sense of it. But you can rest in it. You can become it. And this, why we call it satsanga? Sat means truth. Sangha means company. This is the company of people who are trying to talk about truth. Know very well that the truth cannot be talked about. Truth simply is. But this kind of conversations, they calm the mind. Sometimes they quiet the mind completely. You can have a glimpse of being. We simply are. It's a simple, ordinary, very ordinary thing. But we are looking for extraordinary. We're looking for, I don't know what kind of magic, while this itself is magic. So we need to become simple. The simpler we are, easier it is to get it because it's there. It's just that you need to convince your mind, which has become so complex. The reason, okay, I'm going to close it now and then I will read your chats. There will come a time in your lives when you will be able to see your thoughts and not be bothered by them. That is yogi's way. The yogi's method is thoughtlessness. The yogi sits really straight, eyes closed, very stern, very strict and focused, and tries to get to a thoughtless state. Don't want to think anymore. That's one way. You can enjoy that way as well if you want. There is the jnani's way, the wise one, the wisdom path. It does not fight with anything. It does not force anything. It closes the eyes or opens the eyes and allows the thoughts to come and go. Does not believe in them anymore. Knows that whoever I am or whatever I is aware of the thought that comes and says, I'm happy, I'm sad, this person insulted me, my life is going in a good direction, my life is going in a bad direction. You identified with awareness more and more and more, you begin to see that there is this chatter. This mind is talking to itself. And I hope that it happens sooner than later. But then eventually you just scoff at it, just smile at it, and you get back to your life as it is. Because anything that the mind tells you about your life, that's your life perspective. It's just a perspective. And what is peculiar about perspectives? That there is always more than one, that you can always change it. You can always. Okay, I could, of course, keep on going, but I will stop myself here. And I will read from the back, from the last. Vishesh is saying, you listen to Osho or not? Well, my teenage, my early 20s were spent by inhaling Osho, Alan Watts, Krishnamurti, whatnot. I listened to and read whatever I could. I never had people around with whom I could really talk. They were all believers. They were all just told me to believe, and they believed, and they looked very okay and happy in their lives. But I was looking for some more satisfaction because perhaps my mind was very active. So yes, I did listen to all. Kelvin is saying, yeah, I yawn a lot while learning Kriya Yoga. Well, if you are yawning while learning any kind of energetic practices, it's your body releasing the pent-up energy. So I don't know what you meant by it, but anybody who yawns or feels a little bit slow in the body while doing any physical energetic movement, it is because the energy is stuck in your body and it's being released. And yawning is one very good ways of releasing stuck energy. Okay, while being aware, tiredness overcomes me, and I try to observe it, but eventually I nod off. What should I focus on? Where does this feeling of tiredness come from? Or is it the breathing? Well, right now, what is happening is that when we are active, okay, let me just bring in this brain perspective. So maybe you understand. Okay, so we have left hemisphere and we have right hemisphere of the brain. Left hemisphere is all about language, thoughts, numbers, ideas, concepts. And I am, I'm the center of the universe. The whole universe revolves around me. All my ambitions, all my anger, all my goals, all of that is left. Whole world completely left hemisphere. Most most of the times is all leaning to the left. That is why so much war, so much violence, so much fear, so much anger, so much greed at personal level and at collective level. But there is also the complete right hemisphere, exactly the other half, which is all about love, tuition, the feeling of oneness. It does not know any past or future. It's just present. It's just there. You just simply are. You don't want to. You just completely have a different lifestyle when you are right brain. And we're not saying to be right brain or left brain. We're saying to have a balance. But the whole civilization is off balance right now from a neuroscience perspective. So when you're trying to even come slowly to the right side, anything that we are talking about today is bringing us to the right. Any sense of calm or any sense of also this laziness or yawning or all this tiredness. It's your body telling you how you actually are because when you are really stressed and active, you're not really aware what's going on inside you. Some people only when they go to bed they realize, oh my God, the whole body aches. I'm not really feeling well, but I don't have time to think about it. So I'm gonna pop a pill and I'm gonna start running tomorrow morning again. So when you begin to calm down and a little bit come to the side where you relax a bit, you also first become aware of all the things that you're not aware of. Tell me, when was the last time you thought of the smallest toe of your right foot, or you just looked at it? It's just there. Maybe only if you paint your nails you pay attention, otherwise you don't. But the space between two little toes, it's your body, how much you pay attention to it. We're just living in the head, no connection with body. So the moment you begin to be aware of anything, your body starts speaking with you, and the body doesn't lie. Your mind can lie, the body cannot lie. And so this is your calm state where the body wants to take you, nothing else. That's what comes to my mind right now. It could also be looked at from other. Amado Kantezi, the egoless ego. Know it too well. Of course, we all know it too well, right? That everybody's egoist. I'm not. It's the subtle ways the ego reinforces itself always. We all know that. Bro, it's not that deep. Just play it like a game. Yes, bro, that's what I'm also saying. That it's not that just play it like a game, a fair game, like a true sportsman or a true sportsman with following the rules, laws that govern this natural, intelligent world. But yes, thank you for thank you for saying that because yes, let's not become too serious about it. That's very important. It's not about being serious. Sincerity, yes, but not too heavy, not too serious. Not make it what religion does. Religion makes it such a serious business. Any religion, I'm not picking on any, I'm picking on all of them. Just make it so serious, so heavy, convert it into, I don't know, all sorts of organized ways. I'm fine if that's what someone wants to do. Then make it so serious. And the whole concept of bringing pure and holy and all that just adds more pressure to people's life. So yes, it's not that serious, yeah. It's actually bringing you to your natural childlike state. Knowledge, if it's making you happy, it's not knowledge, it's burden. Knowledge is supposed to make us lighter. Isa is saying how to gracefully process feelings of sadness, frustration that arises when what we feel compelled from within to do our spiritual journey conflicts with expectations from family and loved ones. How to gracefully process feelings of sadness or frustration that arises when what we feel compelled from within to do for our spiritual journey conflicts with expectations from family and loved ones. And now here we enter, there are two questions. One is there is this interpersonal dimension, that there is always navigation between me and my loved one, me and my family, my children, my mother, and me and my close friends. They want something from me, and I want something from them. There is this navigation happening all the time. There is this inner desire to do something spiritually, certain way spiritually. How to navigate that? How to do that gracefully? Isa is asking. How to do it gracefully? To, to do to do this gracefully is to know that we are a whole with possibility, full range of emotions, range of feelings. We do not really want to suppress all emotions. We do not want to suppress our frustration, or anger, or sadness. We want to be able to express, we want to be able to communicate it with other people. And of course, we learn it, but we must not become the traditional image of spiritual people that are just not touched by anything, that are just so centered always that nothing bothers them. Not supposed to be not bothered by everything. We're supposed to feel it all. Feel it, express it, release it. That's it. Move on. If you have released it, you don't need it. So you can easily move on. But if you have not felt it, if you have not expressed it, but you have kind of shunned it with, I don't know, breath meditation, mantra meditation, and whatever other Kriya Yoga, other methods. Now it comes back 10 years later. It comes back when similar circumstances appear. You were like, oh my God, I thought it was established in my practice for the last 15 years. What happened? This is what happened. That it was not really expressed, processed. It was just suppressed. So yes, communicate, express. That's why that's the human field. There is love, there is confusion, there is fight, there is anger, there is suspicion. All of that will happen. It happens. We remain pure, we remain calm, we remain true and honest and with integrity. Communicate, we learn, talk to people and tell them. And we also find, understand how much people will understand us, how much they want. When I need to stop arguing, when I need to stop explaining, who deserves more explanation than this? It's all very personal. Yeah, yeah, like this. Manisha is saying, how do we know we are on the right path of life? How do we know we are on the right path of life? When you close your eyes and it's all, even if it's not peaceful, you're okay with it. Accept it. If you believe in a God, say, God, thank you for making me feel this as well. Maybe you have universe. That's what you want me to go through right now. If you can accept and have no resistance to life, you're on the right path. Ringtone King is saying hi. Hi, Ringtone King. And that's biggest conclusion, know thyself, seeker of knowledge. Very good. Your awareness. Yes. Hello, sir. I have a question. How to not emotionally depend on anyone? I hope you're not saying how to emotionally not connect with anyone. We want to how to not depend on anyone. Say something perhaps will not sound very warm, but if you know that anybody can surprise you Anybody can surprise themselves. Anybody misses. Anybody can say another, that no one can be truly reliable except you live in field of awareness. Then you won't need to depend on anybody. You will emotional connections with people, but depending on what? What do we need to depend on them on? Like what need of us, of ours, can anyone that is not already fulfilled? What do we really need? That us. Tomasz Chernov. Hello, Hitesh. This is kind of a personal question. I was wondering if you are happy. What do you think about happiness? How would you define happiness? Is happiness the most important thing in life? When I was 24 or 25, and I had quit my job in India. And luckily, my boss had asked me not to serve the notice period, which was for some reason 2 months in our. I was working in an NGO, and he promised to give me 2 months of salary anyway. So I had 2 months of salary, and I had decided to quit my job to travel, and I started traveling. And this was the first few months. This was the theme of my travels. What is happiness? Everybody is talking about happiness. Everybody is chasing happiness. But I see very few people who are happy. So, should we really chase it? What if I don't care about happiness? I actually, first thing I did is I let go of all the comforts. I started traveling general class. If you know Indian trains and if you know general class, not talking about AC or not AC. If you are in a sleeping berth, everybody has a seat for themselves. Then in one coach, you have 72 people. But if you go in general class, you could have 500 to 1,000 people in that, people sitting on top of each other. I used to travel in those trains also because I had less money, but also I wanted to be there and see all the people who travel like that, commute. And I saw many people whose lives to me appeared so miserable, but they looked so calm and quiet and okay with it. And my mind went all over with this happiness business. What is this? In the external world, I have come to realize now at this time in life is that if if you want something, you should give it away. You get if you want happiness, if you want to know what happiness is, just make other people happy. Don't please people. That's another business. So people pleasing, I'm not talking about it. And I don't want to spend my time right now differentiating between people pleasing and what is genuinely want to make people happy, life happy. Everybody's happy, you're happy. At that level. So you give it away, it comes to you. If you have, when you are, when your energies, your mind, your senses, when they're engaged in improving lives of others, not just human beings, but animal beings and plant beings or any beings, you will see that happiness arises. But if you are chasing happiness, it just goes far because then you're always evaluating your scenarios and say, is it happy? Is it happy? Of course. Who are you asking? You're asking your mind. The mind will say no. It will play with you. It will say yes. It will say no. It will just make you run in circles. When you are established in your awareness, when you realize that your awareness is not even personal, it's impersonal, it's choiceless, it's all pervading. So when you're walking, it's not like your awareness is walking with you. Awareness doesn't walk. It's everywhere. It's walking, covering distance is a dimension of space. You walk in space, right? The body walks in space, but awareness is everywhere. So you, wherever you walk, you meet awareness. So all of us exist one field of awareness. And just in that, you feel this happiness. When you are not affected by the turbulations of your mind, whirlpools of your mind, and you're happy. When you are free from your mind, happiness is your true nature. Is it the most important thing in life? The way you phrase this question, the most important thing in life, it seems like some action must be taken. If it's important, I'm gonna work towards it. If it's not important, maybe let it be. But it's not important or it's just it's part and parcel of awareness. It's the true nature. Like our cells, we have like 50 trillion cells in the body. Our cells, they love to be in the state of homeostasis. You can aggravate whatever condition in you, and the cells will always come back to the perfect balance where they just feel receive nutrients, excrete waste, and keep on interacting with others. That's the happy state. The it, I think maybe it is all it. Yeah, it simply is. It is. Isn't all knowledge conditional? Kelvin is saying, Kelvin Bell. Isn't all knowledge conditional? Yes, any knowledge that is gained of the objects of the world is conditional. But we're not talking about knowledge that has attributes, that is qualified. We're talking even when you say isn't all knowledge conditional, you're aware of saying and all the gymnastics that will go on from here between you and me will all exist in the field of awareness. And that awareness itself illuminates, it knows itself. This knowing is not mental knowing or intellectual knowing. It just is. What if you have a feeling she explores and discovers is right? What? I'm gonna pause and tell you a story, and I'm gonna come back to your comment. Someone that I don't know if she's here today, but someone who's very much in touch with me, and I really like to be in touch with her over emails. She wrote to me today and said, "Hitesh, please tell us a joke. I want to laugh with you today." So I was like, "Okay, let's um, let's share a joke." Now the joke is completely like a joke. Yet maybe you can think of a moral of the story and type it in the chats. Let's see how does it go. Yeah. So two priests, they decided to go on a holiday. They wanted to go to Hawaii and just wanted to enjoy by the beach. But they really wanted to enjoy this holiday like tourists. So they didn't want to wear these priestly clothes. So the moment the flight landed, they went to a store and they bought themselves really funky glasses, hat, colorful shirt and trousers and half shorts and whatnot, sandals. They went by the beach, rented 2 chairs with umbrellas, and they were just chill. After a while, they saw a girl walking towards them. The girl looked really beautiful. She was just dressed in her bikini, and the priest couldn't help but look at her. And as she came very close and passed by, she said, "Hello, Father Jacob. Hello, Father Peter." And they were like, "What? How did she know us? How did she know? How did she know we are priests?" They were completely confused. They went and they bought even more fancy and different kind of clothes that no one can find them, identify them. Next day they went, they were sitting, and the same woman was she was walking toward, and they were just looking at her, and she said, "Good evening, Father Jacob. Good evening, Father Peter." And then she left. These guys went a little bit crazy. Like, how is it possible? Then like, "Hello, stop, please. How do you know that we are priests?" And she said, "Father, it is me, Angela, the sister." That was that's as the moral of the story. Maybe it's very subtle. The sister Angela was there as well. I have more jokes, but I'll tell you another time. You can think of the moral of the story and type in the comment while she explores and discovers. What if you have a feeling that you need to go home, but you're already at home? I had this feeling last week. Maybe you have two definitions of home. If you had a feeling that you need to go home, but you're already at home, then there must be two kind of homes you're talking about. Because if you're really truly already at home, how would you want to go? You are home. So there must be a difference in the definition of what home means for you. Some things I'm always aware of. Free Oak is saying, some things I'm always aware of, and some things only become clear to me with time. That's what I call neutral. Manaswi is saying, what if you love something, but you aren't able to focus on that? Does that mean love has reduced or so? Well, darling, if you love something, you think you love something. When you love something, you don't have to focus. You don't have to really pay attention. You know what? Love is the best thing that happens. Love towards anything or love in general. Then all the knowledge, all the pressure of being focused and learning how to focus and all that is only when love is not there. When love is there, it's just so easy. Everything is so simple. You're ready to kill yourself. You're ready to kill the whole world if you are crazy about one thing. You're ready to break all the laws. I'm not saying to do all that. I'm just saying that it's such a powerful force. You're fine not sleeping. You're fine not eating. You're focused on that thing. It's so natural. That's the nature of love. Saying that I think I love, then perhaps you think you are loving that thing, but maybe not. Okay, I'm gonna go from the top and see what's happening there. Hello, 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 everybody. Hello from Athens. Hello from good morning from Canada. There's this Bea in my very first live connection with anyone. Thank you, Bea. Good afternoon. Okay, Beatrice, I see. Hi, the audio has some noise suppression on, which makes it hard to hear. I'm so sorry. I did my best that I could. If you were last week here, it was horrible. When I settle in one place, if I ever settle in one place, I will really make a nice YouTube studio room and all the things. Right now, I'm just a guy, and this is the best I could do. But I will take this feedback. Look, I didn't even know what was suppression, so I look into it and try to remove it. Okay, how to find my interest? How to find my interest? Well, life is interesting, dear. Everything is interesting in life. You engage with life and you find interest. How I found my interest was that I kept on thinking, what is it that I want? And I couldn't ever figure out. Then I did the other one. What do I not want? So that was very clear. What do I not want? What do I not need? Where do I not need to go? Who I do not need to keep in touch with? What career I do not need to pursue? Was easy for me. So I kept on going, canceling what I do want. And whatever was left, I did that. Sha Okay, someone just wrote something, and by the time I was here it is. How to start meditation? Shalu Rai is saying. How to start meditation? My mind always wanders. I'm trying hard, but still I wonder. Whenever I used to start meditation, my mind used to think about my past, and it gives me anxiety. Well, well, well. Welcome to the mind. When you are thinking, planning, daydreaming, you have a vacation coming up, or you have a new life coming up. You're thinking, overthinking, super duper overthinking, but you're not complaining. You're happy. So let's not blame the mind for thinking, overthinking. It is only when the thoughts are unpleasant that we have a problem with thinking mind. Otherwise, we're enjoying writing books, making movies, creating what not using the mind. So the mind is not the issue. Your filter that calls some things pleasant and the other things unpleasant. You say, I like this, I don't like this. I push this away, I invite this. And when you keep on creating this separation, this divide between like and dislike, pleasant and unpleasant, favorable and unfavorable, then all the negative ones cause trouble. You want to stick with the positive ones. And what I'm inviting you here is to be open to both. If you lean on one, the other one comes to you. And it is not possible to get the one, only the one. So when you are meditating, of course, if you have never meditated and you are just beginning to meditate, what happens is that you sit, you close your eyes. Let's assume that you are just focusing on your breath. The breath is coming, breath is going. Three breaths later, you are out in the world. Why did she say that to me? What does she think about herself? My boss shouldn't have replied like this. My mother never understands me. No one understands me. I'm not loved. I'm so lonely. Okay, okay, no, no, no. Breath, 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 breath. But the two breaths later, the mind goes elsewhere. And that is, I have such a big problem with all of this. You know why? Because I feel that all of this is very useful, but very few, maybe now people are starting to talk like this, perhaps. But first of all, we need to change our relationship with what we are pushing away. That thought that comes to you wants to be looked at. And it wants to be. Don't tell me that I've been looking at this thought. It's been coming to me for 14 years. Yes, but you're kind of tolerating. You're kind of trying to live with it. You're not opening up to your thought. You're not embracing it. You're not saying it, sit, my dear, tell me what you really want. I really want to know what you know. The very fact of clearly seeing your resistances dissolves them. It dissolves them if you really, really open yourself to them. You find out the resistance was just created by your mind, by your ego. It wasn't there. With the dissolving of resistance, all problems dissolve. Then the mind is just the mind. Thoughts are just the thoughts. You are aware of your thoughts. Your thoughts are not aware of you, right? Like you say, I am looking at my hand. You don't say my hand is looking at me. So in the same way, know that you are prior to your thought. And so if you can create that psychological distance between you and your thought, then you can really watch it arising, watch it passing, watch it arising, watch it passing. And you can clearly do two kinds of meditation practice. One practice is that I'm gonna try to train my mind to be able to focus. So when I'm really breathing, focusing on my breath as it naturally comes in, as it naturally goes out, and the pause after inhale, the pause after exhale, I'm with it. And I know that my mind is crazy. And it's not just my mind, the mind of the whole universe is crazy. Of course, it will take me away, but I will come back. I will smile and I will come back. I'll say, I know that you're used to doing like this, but I'm gonna bring you back. Breath. And you can gently do it. And watch my recent videos where I'm talking about treating your mind as a puppy or treating your mind as a little child. So how to create this relationship of friendliness with your mind and not try to control it. But you can also do the other kind of meditation where you can address these situations, where you have to be bold and courageous and not hide behind all these spiritual practices. Where you say, okay, you know what? No breath, eyes closed, bring it on. Thoughts come in, thoughts are coming, thoughts are going. After 5, 10 minutes, you actually know that this particular thought comes more than any other thought. Then you just say, okay, only this thought. other thoughts. Wait, only this thought. Stay with me. Show me what you want to show. Okay, let me tell you. And it's it's simple. It's not easy. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you from my story. So when I quit this job, if you remember, if you are here since that time, job that I quit, went traveling, and this boss of mine, who was also the founder of the NGO, he gave me also 2 months salary. But it was a fight between us. It was a fight between us because of our ideology. We were working for rural poor people, and I was the impact manager. So I was the one who would go on the field in rural villages and all these areas and assess the impact of the help that we had provided them. And I had a way of connecting with the community. I had a way of bonding with them and all that. But once we did the field work together, and I saw something I couldn't agree with that, and we had a lot of conflict. But he was the boss; he had the power, so he decided to kick me out of the company, and show me his mercy by also paying. So that was like an insult to me. I was 24. I felt really. Now I was traveling in high Himalayas, seeing snow-peaked mountains, and I was trying to sit and absorb it, and the conversation with my boss would come to my mind. It's so angry and so frustrating. I realized that no matter where I go, no matter what I do, no matter which temple I have, which holy monk I have had a conversation, and no matter how many amazing people who guided me so many things about life, whenever I'm sitting quietly, it was such a big hurt that it was not going. And I knew intuitively it's time to forget everything else and just say, "What do you want?" I sat with this thought. I contemplated on this thought only. Whenever it was not a thought, it was a dialogue that was the most uncomfortable that happened, and the whole dialogue would repeat itself. So I would sit for an hour every day. Believe me, for 8, 9 months in a row, sit with that thought. And it was not easy. It was very, very difficult, and I would get up so frustrated, but I wanted to dissolve it eventually. All thoughts dissolve in awareness. And eventually, what happened is that one fine morning, I was okay, bring the thought in. I was so bored. I was like, not anymore. I'm done with it. I don't need it. I don't know if you have experienced this, because you have a breakup. You first you are very sad, then you're very angry, and then you are texting him or texting her back. And after 11 o'clock, you want to write poems. And you are always, you know that you shouldn't do it, but you're doing it. And one day, you're like, that's it. I don't need to talk to him. I don't need to write to him anymore. I don't need this anymore. You're just done. You're just done. So it's just like that. Thoughts are not your enemy. They're trying to teach you. They're trying to teach you so many things. Perhaps you don't know what they're trying to. So when you are dealing with yourself in your spiritual journey, be gentle with yourself. Don't try to suppress anything. The only way out is the way through. You cannot bypass it. Whatever you bypass will come back to you. The only way out is the way through. Please remember that. Purnima is asking, my question is between the mind and the heart. Who should I listen to? Your gut. Listen to your gut. अपने पेट की सुनो. Okay. I have all my senses work as usual. I just have deep understanding that there is no difference between anything. It's like to understand that on a subatomic level, there is no difference in anything. Yes, my dear, the difference is only for the mind. The mind, what we're doing right now is we're training the mind, creating concepts, ideas, categorizations, labels. Only the mind is making sense of this. And we are hoping that the mind will be satisfied enough to let us be. Because again, in your being, you don't need any of this. All of this is a lie. None of this is the truth. Everything is just trying to point to the truth. Truth is not a word, right? It's not a word, truth. It doesn't have a spelling. Just the word, the sound that is trying to point to something. That's where we're trying to get to. Or anything that you can just ignore them. Yeah, that's what I mean. Don't ignore anything. It's not you're not supposed to ignore. Okay, there comes a time there comes a time when you know, and when you know, you know. When you know that you have actually resolved, it's done for you. You're fine with it. But yet the thought comes. Yet it comes to just check with you. Are you sure? Are you really done with it? Then the ones who are still thinking, "I think therefore I am," will say, "No, no, no. If the thought has brought it back to me, I must pay attention. If the thought has said something, it must be important." Although we know that thought is not reliable, although we know that the thought is always tricking us, always going in back and forth, yet the moment thought brings up something, we're like, "No, no, I need to pay attention." Thought is saying it must be. I don't know why we trust the thought so much. So in that moment, you need to just believe yourself more than your thought and say, "Hey, it's just a fluke. It's just a bad it's just a bad habit that is going to go away. Don't have to do it." Take a moment, take a moment, take a deep breath and know that it's just a thought, let it go. And practical living, what I do in my life, and what helps is in your practical living, what we want is a state where a way of behaving, a way of acting, a way of living, where we don't have to change our approach depending on if we're in America or India or wherever in the world. Because it's so tiring to always change your approach. So how can I be? How can I live? How can I talk? How can I be where it's not tiring? If you're inherently lazy, it will help because I feel like I'm inherently lazy. And so I want to find like the one pill for all. That's my one pill for all the problems. Is that how I want, how I want to be, how I want to see that whatever I do is timeless, does not depend on time or context or circumstance. No matter if you're being nasty to me or being kind to me, I want to be able to treat you the same. And we are tolerable just to create distance without getting angry. So I want to cultivate that kind of behavior in which I always present myself as, I don't want to bring any harm to you. I don't want anything from you. I want to have a dialogue. I want to share with you, play with you, have fun with you. But if you're not open for that, I'm sorry that I disturbed you. I'm gonna go back. In fact, when the ego comes in, which it comes in, and I comes in 2 days ago, I told my nephew something, and I had a feeling that they didn't even hear me. They were going to school. Something happened. They came back, and I told them something. They went away. The whole day I was like, when they come back, I'm gonna apologize to them. I know that they might not even remember what I said, but I have to apologize them just to calm my mind. They came back and I asked them, "Do you remember what I said when you were going to school?" "No, what did you say?" I asked the other one, "Do you remember what I said?" "No, what did you say?" I said, "I don't know if I should remind you now." But they're like, "Come on, tell us, uncle." Like, okay, this is what I said. And I shouldn't have said that. "Hey, it's okay, don't worry about it. You don't feel bad, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." And yeah, that's my timeless approach to everything. If I am at wrong, I want to apologize to you. I wanna say, "Hey, my ego came in my way, but you know what? I'm sorry." So easy then. Also, I wanna speak truth again, no matter what time it is, which context it is, what circumstances it is. But if I'm just living by truth, then I don't have to remember anything. I don't have to sit and open 4 computers and 5 charts and try to explain to you from 100 different things about this awareness because, no, I'm living this. This is what I've been doing all my adult and teenage life. So, yeah, it's natural, it's effortless, and it's timeless, it doesn't change. When I'm hungry, when I'm full, when I'm sick, when I'm happy, when I have more money, when I have less money, I will I always feel almost the same. So you wanna get to that timeless state. Brother, you owe nobody any explanation. You just do you, and you do what God inspired you to do, so you can't explain anything to anyone. Yes, sir. I find the thing to do is just to be present with yourself and thoughts. Yeah, just to live. Always ask yourself, what can I do right here, right now? This is the only empty slate, empty canvas where I can draw, where I can paint, where I can write. In the past, I cannot go and do anything. In the future, I cannot know yet. But in this very here and now, with all my skills, all my willingness, all my um, character, everything that I can just pour down here, express myself. The more you live here, the more the present expands in your own feeling. Because again, you never leave presence, even if you think you are in past or future, you're never leaving it. You are present. Just remind you. You bring your ego always to the remembrance of your reality. Train and teach your ego to just be at one with oneness. Thanks for great time today. You're welcome. Hello, 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 hello. I have discernment to know better. I have discernment to know better within seconds whether that person is receptive to the truth or they are not. And if they are not, I don't mind it. Fancy to waste my time. Can. It's good to have this. Sir, meditation and yoga. Okay. The sound in and out, your voice is audio ones. Is my sound improving because I'm holding it close to my mouth? Anybody? Hello from Finland. I kind of think my mom forcing religious beliefs like eating non-veg one day or not is making sure my atheism remains. Well, it doesn't help when parents or elders are forcing their beliefs on us. Well, I remember very clearly when um, I used to tell my mother as a child, I was every day in the morning, I had to go in the temple, recite mantras. And I remembered a lot of mantras, a lot of prayers, and they were very proud of me. But as I grew up, I started to be bored of it. Like, why am I doing it? What am I doing? And they talk about God. I'm like, who is this God? Where is this God? Why are you talking about God? Why do we need God? She wouldn't have answers. She said, "Do you believe in us, your parents?" I said, "Yes, I believe in you. You are there, and we believe in God. So you just believe us that there is God." So this kind of logic, this 21st century, this kind of logic doesn't is no logic actually. So it doesn't work. For some people it works. They're just born with this open heart where they just go with the flow of whatever religion, tradition, and culture. But if your mind is inquisitive, you can't help but have the kind of mind you have, right? Why are these 30, 40 people here? Why out of 130,000 people that have subscribed, why there are 40 people? I know that I was actually thinking there will be 20, and it's better to have 10, 20 people who can really connect than to have 500 people. Yeah. Um, so yeah, we are the way we are. We should embrace it. We should accept it, and then we should navigate through that path. Nobody's path is better than ours. Everybody's going home. Everybody's walking the same way. Everybody's learning and teaching and yeah, just living their lives. Our job is not to judge. Our job is to perhaps observe or to tell people what to do, what not to do. This is me speaking with you. And this is me speaking with you in a way that you can also reflect while I'm talking. It's as simple as that. I'm not taking your responsibility. And you shouldn't be giving your responsibility to anyone. in any kind of pursuits in life. You shouldn't be thinking that, Hitesh, you seem so much that you have spent your time, your life in it. Can you help me? No, I can be with you while you help yourself. I can hold your hand and walk with you. Today, I'm gonna give you another example with my nephews. I have a tent, a camping tent that my nephews came to me and said, "Uncle, can we borrow your tent? And we just wanna put it in the garden and enjoy with our friends." I'm like, "Of course, go ahead, enjoy." Then after they were done with it, they brought the tent in front of the house. We live on the ground floor. It's a very village kind of setting. We have a lot of space. So it was just kept in front of the house without being put in one place. It was flying all around for 2 days, and then it was fallen on the corner. Then my mother saw it and just she folded, looked like a garbage, a heap of garbage, and put it in a corner. So I told the kids that I will show you how to pack it, but I won't pack it. You will pack it, I'll show you. And then they were packing this evening, and I was just guiding them how to do it and trying my best not to put my hand there. And I said, "I can do it in a minute, but I want you to do it. You will gain confidence, you will know how it's done, and you will also learn responsibility that you enjoyed putting it up, also enjoy putting it back." And that kind of help is beyond measure. Like, the kid perhaps doesn't like it in the moment, but that's what I want you to be with yourself. Like, don't depend on anybody. Everybody's going out there wanting to depend on somebody. Try to walk with people. Try to learn, be curious, be enthusiastic, but think that someone can give you something. Everybody's thinking that someone can give them something. Everybody's out there. What is if I'm doing something externally with me, what can I benefit? What benefit do I have from it? How can I get something from it? This is the approach with which we go out. Everybody's walking around with lack, the sense of lack, and always trying to fulfill the lack. Imagine 40 of us, we walk with fulfillment, not with lack. We know that we are complete, we are full, and we are playing. We're playing our roles, we're playing our game, we're navigating. We have the sense of right and wrong in a specific context, but we don't have to get angry. And when we get angry, we also calm down and we just accept ourselves that, okay, I get sometimes angry like this, or I do this more and I do this less. I always try to gently flow with like water. And when we meet people, hey, can I do something for you? Hey, do you need help? From an energetic perspective, we need to have our energy level slightly above average. If possible, slightly above average. If possible, as above average as possible. So that when a lot of people are afraid that other people will suck my energy. A lot of people are afraid of energy vampires. A lot of people don't want to engage with other people because people are sucking their energy. But also, have you thought that your energy is so low that if someone sucks a little bit, you're just drained. So work on your energy, raise your energy, embody your wisdom, live in your body, not just in a head somewhere in heaven in another realm, but live on the earth, be rooted, be grounded, and grow like a big tree, but be like really rooted and grounded. And so here and there, if someone sucks your energy, it's okay. Like someone like a generous billionaire, there are a couple of them out there, a generous ultra rich person who is living a very good life and doing everything he or she wants, but also distributing his or her wealth, also sharing, also trying to improve other people's lives. He's not thinking they're sucking my millions because he has. And that energy is just money is one energy. In the same way, all kind of energy, your mental capacity, your mental energy is like that. Okay, moving on. A couple of more questions I will read, and then I think, yeah, we're reaching almost 90 minutes. Soul 1 2 tube. came to know about your channel today morning. Wow. Today morning you came to know about my channel and today you are here. Nice. I'm 23 years old. Wasted all the 23 years old talking like I wasted my life. And energy, now completely shattered. Don't know what to do now. No skills, no job, got only an overthinking mind. Okay. It's a story and you can change the story. 23 is, I have a lot of friends all over the world who are in their 60s and 70s. And whenever I tell them that I'm almost 37, they're like, come on, you're so young. Come on, you can start and come on. So now that I'm almost 37, I can tell you 23, come on, you're just starting out and it's all right. If you take care of your body, your mind, take baby steps every day, just baby steps every day. Soothe yourself, hug yourself, love yourself, calm yourself step by step. You see in 1 year where you will be. All we want is all we want is everything. When do we want it now? What do we want? Everything. When do we want it now? That is our problem. But if you have the willingness, clarity, and perseverance to keep on working, even when you see no light, when you see no end, why am I doing it? Then only you can really succeed in coming out of whatever you're stuck in. I said it in the last live session as well. People just assume and think that, okay, so many people are working on YouTube, now you also got a YouTube channel. But I tell them, are you willing to keep on posting for 2, 3 years? 2, 3 years, keep on posting without knowing if anybody is listening. Are you willing to do that? Can you do that? Some people say yes, 1 month later they fail. Think of it like your New Year resolution. I tell everybody, if you make New Year resolution, it really begins from 1st of February, not in January. For when you really don't wanna continue with it, that's when it begins. When you're running and you can't run anymore, and then the running really begins. When you're working, you can't work anymore, but work is important, that's when it if you keep on listening to your mind, your thoughts, your flickering feelings that come and go, come and go, come and go, then you're just swaying with the wind. But if you're centered in awareness, you can watch the mind. You can watch the thoughts coming and going. You can know in advance that the mind will bring doubts, that the mind will bring confusion. Like, for example, if you spend enough time with me, even like this virtually, at some point there will be contempt. You will wanna break from me. You will forget about my channel. At some point, you will just be like, "It's too good to be true. There must be something he's hiding. There's something wrong." You will want to doubt. Even if you have the best interest and you are in love with me right now, you want to doubt, and that's natural. But when you know it already, that this state will come, then you're prepared for it. Then you're like, "Yeah, I knew this state will come, but no, I'm gonna give him benefit of doubt. He has not done or said anything that I should doubt him for, so I wanna continue." That's how you override your, impulsive, compulsive thoughts and feelings. Okay, I'll read the last couple of things. What to do after you find there is nobody inside? How to do the worldly works? Very good question. When you find there is nobody inside, what to do? How to do worldly work? When when you begin to really see that everything is in awareness, when you begin to really see that there is no me inside, the me is the construct, the name, the gender, the age, the nationality, the preferences. It's all like a collection of uh, memories and ideas and concepts. But there is not really me inside. And then me, if I'm calling it awareness, it's not personal, it's everybody's shared being. Then how to do anything? And when you're really in this shift, I was there like in between. I was like, wait, if I fully trust this awareness, what if everything goes wrong? Do I not to have to think about problems? Do I not have to take care of this and that and that and this? but you gradually begin to realize that in awareness, love happens, clarity happens, and with love and clarity and awareness, nothing goes wrong. Right action arises, right words are said. I had a problem with oversharing. I had a problem when I was younger, is that I will always come back feeling ashamed from a conversation. Why did I share so much? Why did I say so much? Why didn't I say this or that? But the more I began to realize that, I don't need to do anything. Doing will happen by itself and rooted in my being. Doing will happen. You In fact, I can do better, I can do more. I still don't lose my inner laziness while I do so much. Everybody around me thinks I'm an active person who does a lot of things, but I know deep within that I don't lose energy. I'm just I don't lose as much energy as people lose when they're always worried about how it's gonna be. So just trust that when you are walking the path of awareness, true self, inner self, God, the fundamental nature of things, and life is much more intelligent than your mind. And the right action always arises. Right thing is done. All things get done. All problems get solved. That's why you and I are here. Okay. Now I see that the some people are warming up only now, and a lot of questions are coming. But yeah, someone is Isa is saying just wait till you get over 50. Okay. Well, so I think I won't be able to do justice to more questions because I can see that I'm not going much more in depth because I'm thinking, okay, time is running, and then there is another person writing, so I guess it's good time for us to stop. And of course, if I couldn't answer your question, someone else's question made some sense to you, and maybe some of the things were answered just like that. Okay, so I really want to thank all of you. It's much better this week how it was. Um, Less people, less fluctuation in number of people joining. So much more steady, and that's how I like it. Okay, slightly not so clean joke. One more joke because I just saw that Lisbeth is here, and she asked me to make a joke. So I don't know if you were there when I made the first joke, but this joke is not very profound, but it's I don't know. I cracked up so much because I read this joke in the morning only. Okay, I say this joke and I'll end it, so it will be nice. So before I say this joke, I want to make a couple of announcements as usual. One of that is that I write. I love to write, and I send you weekly letters. So I invite you to join me on Substack if you're not already there, and subscribe to me. You will receive weekly letters, and you will see a lot of writings on these things. I just sent you a link there. Okay. Um, if you have really more questions to ask, I offer one sessions. Of course, it's not sustainable to do them for free, so those are contribution based. If you want to invest in this direction, your energy, you're welcome to. I just wrote you my email. You're welcome to write an email to me. We can do a direct call. Besides that, I think I will create a Discord channel so that we can actually you can continue even within yourself, and I don't have to be there all the time. But just to create channels and places for people where people can where we can keep these conversations alive and they won't end. So I will make a post. I need your help with this. I will make a post, a community post on my YouTube channel about starting Discord. And if you think that we should start a Discord, then just type in the comment and say yes, let's do it. Yeah. So these are the things. Now the joke, and then I let you go. The joke goes like this: a lady has two female parrots. Someone gifted her two um, female parrots. Did I say carrot before? It's a parrot, yeah? And she saw that the parrots were really nice and beautiful, but then these she heard the parrot saying only one sentence again and again, again and again. And the parrots were saying, both the female parrots, they were saying, "We are hookers. Do you want to have some fun? We are hookers. Do you want to have some fun?" The lady felt really ashamed. She was a devout Catholic Christian lady, and she was like, "What kind of parrots are these?" And they would just continue doing that. So she went to the church, met father, and told father that, "Can you help me with my parrots? I don't know what's wrong with them, but how shameful it is that they just say one thing and they only say, 'We are hookers. Do you want to have some fun?'" Father said, "Yes, that's really bad. That's really bad that the parrots are saying this. We need to teach them to say something else. You know what? You're lucky. I have 2 male parrots at home, and they read some words from Bible. They are also, doing rosary, and, I think my parrots can teach your parrots. So why don't you bring your parrots to my parrots, and we keep them together for some time. I'm sure my parrots can teach your parrots." Okay? So on an appointed date, the lady takes her 2 female parrots to the father's house, and she sees the 2 male parrots really, like, really with eyes closed, with the rosary and their beaks slowly, slowly moving, and they are actually chanting and praying and whatnot. So she was like, "I think this will help my parrots as well." So they put the parrots together. After a while, as usual, the female parrot said, "We are hookers. Do you wanna have some fun?" And the one male parrot looks at the other. He says, "Stop, stop, chanting, stop praying. Our prayers have been answered." It was so funny for me in the morning. Stop now. Use the mic. This is very well appreciated. Let's do it. I will attempt to use fear of parents' death, how to overcome from this. Okay, all the questions will be answered. Next week, there will be no live because I will be traveling, but perhaps after that. And one day when I can just sit in one place, I would love to have a Zoom session. I'd love to have you guys come over to Zoom and have a schedule, have a way of discussing things, um, and we can really go deeper into that. Yeah. Okay. So thank you. Yes, this will be uploaded on the channel, so even if you missed it, you can watch it later. Enjoy. Thank you. Namaste.